Chapter 1. Lily Evans was ready. She had trained for this moment. Okay, fine. She had dreamed about this moment while watching Ethan from afar and plotting her future as Mrs. Grumpy Chef. But same thing, right? She adjusted her apron, grinned at her reflection in the cafe's espresso machine, and took a deep breath. Today was day 1 of her master plan. 1. Get the job. Check. 2. Impress Ethan with her hard work. Currently in progress-ish. 3. Make him fall hopelessly in love with her. Shouldn't take more than a week, right? Lily turned to face her grumpy, scowling boss, who was currently staring at her like she was an unwanted raisin in a chocolate chip cookie. You. Ethan pointed a wooden spoon of doom at her. No breaking things today. Lily nodded. Got it. Or spilling things. Of course. Or, before he could finish, Lily accidentally elbowed a mixing bowl off the counter. It hit the floor with a loud clang, sending flour into the air like an explosion of poor life choices. A long, tense silence followed. Jake, watching from the sidelines, took a slow sip of his coffee. Well, that was fast. Ethan dragged a hand down his face. You work here. How are you already costing me money? Lily coughed through the flour cloud. Would it help if I said I'm a fast learner? It would help if you said I quit. Never. She flashed him a determined sunshine smile. I'll prove to you that I'm the best assistant you've ever had. You're the only assistant I've ever had, which means I'm the best by default. Ethan let out a slow, suffering sigh. Just go wipe tables. Far away from me. And don't. Before he could finish, Lily turned too quickly, tripped on absolutely nothing, and nearly face-planted into a tray of freshly baked croissants. Ethan caught her at the last second, one strong arm locking around her waist. For a moment, there was nothing but the warmth of his touch, the scent of coffee and cinnamon, and the tiny, tiny flicker of maybe, possibly, the beginnings of romantic tension. Then Ethan stepped back like she was on fire. Lily, of course, was unfazed. Wow! Strong arms and good reflexes. She winked. Are you sure you're not falling for me already? Ethan turned on his heel and walked away without a word. Jake chuckled. Well, that's the quietest panic I've ever seen. Lily dusted herself off and grinned. Day 1. Success. She might not have impressed Ethan yet, but she had made him notice her. And tomorrow? She was going to make him fall in love with her. Chapter 2. Ethan Carter had 3 rules for surviving the chaos of Café Mayhem. Point 1. Keep the kitchen running like a well-oiled machine. Point 2. Ignore the annoying customers and employees. Point 3. Avoid distractions at all costs. The problem, Lily Evans was a distraction in human form. She was everywhere. When he walked into the kitchen, she was there. When he tried to prep ingredients, she was there. When he turned a corner, boom. Lily, always smiling, always talking, always looking at him like he was the prize at the bottom of her cereal box. Morning, chef, she greeted him on day 2, popping up from behind the counter like some kind of overenthusiastic kitchen gremlin. Ethan scowled. Why are you already here? Because I'm a dedicated employee. She beamed. Also, I may have arrived 2 hours early to bring you coffee. She shoved a to-go cup toward him. Ethan eyed it suspiciously. What did you do to it? Nothing. Did you spit in it? Lily gasped, looking genuinely offended. Of course not. I just wanted to do something nice for you. Jake, casually reading the newspaper nearby, snorted. That's the quickest way to get him to hate it. Ethan ignored both of them and turned to the dough he was kneading. I don't drink sugary nonsense, he muttered. Lily tilted her head. So you don't want the double espresso with a dash of cinnamon and exactly 1 sugar cube that I made just for you? Ethan froze. Jake whistled. She did her homework. Ethan snatched the cup, took a sip, and immediately regretted everything. Not because it was bad. It was perfect, and that was the problem. He narrowed his eyes at Lily. I'm still not going to like you. That's okay. She grinned. I'll like you enough for both of us. 3 hours later, Lily was still relentlessly pursuing him. Hey, chef, need help kneading that dough? No. Chef, should we do a new seasonal special? Something romantic? No. Chef, wanna hold hands? No. Jake laughed so hard he nearly fell off his stool. Ethan considered using a rolling pin as a weapon. 5 hours later, Ethan had reached his limit. "Lily," he said through gritted teeth, "why don't you go bother someone else?" "But you're my favorite person to bother." She rested her chin on her hands, batting her eyelashes at him. "And besides, I know deep down, you actually like having me around." Ethan scoffed. "I'd rather be stuck in a walk-in freezer for 5 hours. "Oh!" Lily smirked. "Would you like me to join you?" Jake choked on his coffee. Ethan nearly dropped a mixing bowl. Lily just smiled innocently. "I meant to keep you company." "Obviously." Ethan turned back to the dough with the determination of a man trying to ignore all of his problems. Jake wiped away a tear of laughter. "Man, you're in trouble." And for the first time, Ethan wondered if his best friend was right, because somehow, despite his best efforts, he was starting to notice her. Chapter 3. Ethan Carter did not like surprises, unfortunately. His life had turned into one giant surprise ever since Lily Evans waltzed into his cafe and declared war on his emotional stability. Today's surprise, his family found out about her, and now they were on their way. Jake, the traitor, had let it slip in the family group chat. Ethan had barely read the message before his older sister Emma replied with, "OH my god, Ethan has a girl? We're coming over." His mom had responded next, "Finally. Tell her we love her already." And his grandma had simply texted, "Bring me grandchildren." Ethan was considering quitting his own cafe and moving to a remote island. Meanwhile, Lily was blissfully unaware that his family was en route. She was humming to herself as she refilled the sugar dispensers, completely ignoring the destruction she was causing in his life. Jake nudged Ethan. "You should tell her." Ethan scoffed. "And give her more fuel?" "No thanks." He could handle this. His family would come, they'd be annoying for an hour, and then they'd leave. Simple, or at least, it should have been simple, until the doorbell jingled, and Lily squealed. "Mom, Dad." Ethan turned slowly. Two people stood in the doorway, an enthusiastic middle-aged woman and a tall, gentle-looking man, both of whom had Lily's exact face and energy. Ethan felt a cold chill go down his spine. Oh no. There were more of her. 5 minutes later, Ethan was sitting at a table, staring blankly as Lily's mom gushed about their future together. "Oh, sweetheart, Lily's told us so much about you." Her mom beamed. Lily, completely unfazed, nodded. "Yep, Mom and Dad know all about my crush." Ethan nearly choked on his coffee. "You told them?" "Of course," she said brightly. "And my brother, my cousins, my aunts, and my grandma." Jake was having the time of his life. "This is the best day ever." Ding, the doorbell jingled again. Ethan looked up. His family had arrived, and they looked way too excited. Emma, his older sister, immediately pulled Lily into a hug. "Oh my god, you're adorable. I love you already." Their mom clapped her hands together. "Ethan, how did you land such a sweet girl?" Their grandmother sat down and pointed at Lily. "When's the wedding?" Ethan buried his face in his hands. Jake was cry-laughing. Lily, of course, was thriving. "You guys are so nice." "Unlike someone." She elbowed Ethan. Ethan gritted his teeth. "I am right here." Emma smirked. "Yeah, and you're so grumpy, it's adorable." "No wonder Lily likes you." Lily nodded enthusiastically. "Exactly. I love a good grumpy sunshine dynamic." Ethan wanted the floor to swallow him whole. Lily's dad suddenly spoke up. "Ethan, I'd like to personally thank you for giving my daughter this opportunity. And also," he added with a completely serious expression, "for not breaking her heart." Silence. Ethan blinked. "What?" Lily's mom sighed dreamily. "She's had a crush on you for years. If you break her heart, we'll have to ruin you." Lily nodded sagely. "It's true. Family policy." Jake wiped away a tear of laughter. "Ethan, buddy, you're doomed." Ethan seriously considered running into traffic. Chapter 4. Ethan Carter had survived many things in his career. Angry customers? Handled. A broken oven right before a lunch rush? Fixed. Jake replacing all the salt with sugar just to mess with him? Never forgiven. But nothing had prepared him for Lily's family actively trying to set the mood while he was just trying to run his cafe, and as if his day wasn't already spiraling into madness. Tonight was one of their biggest events of the year, the annual cafe date night special, which would have been fine if Lily's entire family hadn't volunteered to help. 6 p.m., pre-event chaos, chef. Look. Ethan didn't want to look, but he did, and immediately regretted it. Lily stood in the middle of the cafe wearing a bright red dress, not the usual uniform. The problem wasn't the dress itself. The problem was that she was standing under a heart-shaped arch, surrounded by twinkling fairy lights, while her mother took pictures. Ethan's eye twitched. What is happening? Lily beamed. Mom says the cafe has the perfect romantic lighting, so she's taking engagement-style photos of me for the future. Ethan nearly dropped his tray of soufflés. The what now? Lily's mom grinned. For when you two finally get together, of course. Jake, walking by, patted Ethan on the back. You doing okay, bud? No. Great. Because it gets worse. Ethan's stomach dropped. What did you do? Jake smirked. Not me. Them. He pointed toward Lily's dad and grandma, who were strategically rearranging the cafe's seating. Lily's dad gave Ethan a thumbs up. We're making sure all the tables have just one candle, and only one chair per table. Lily's grandma added. That way, the customers have to share if they want to sit. Lily's little brother popped up from nowhere. It's called forced proximity. Ethan took a deep, suffering inhale. This is a cafe event, not a matchmaking festival. Lily's mom gasped. But it could be. Lily whispered beside him. Just so you know, I had nothing to do with this. But also, I fully support it. Ethan turned away before he lost the will to live. 7 p.m. Event disaster. The cafe was packed with couples enjoying the romantic atmosphere. Soft music played in the background. The candlelight flickered. Everything was going surprisingly well, until, boom, the oven exploded. Okay, maybe exploded was dramatic. But it definitely sparked and started smoking. Lily gasped. Oh no, the desserts. Ethan rushed to the back, cursing under his breath. Smoke poured from the oven. If he didn't fix this, the whole event would be ruined. Chef, I can help. Lily ran in after him. No, you'll, too late. Lily grabbed a fire extinguisher and accidentally sprayed Ethan in the face. Silence. A long, painful silence. Ethan stood there, covered in white foam. Jake, standing in the doorway, took a slow sip of his drink. Wow, you guys really do have explosive chemistry. Ethan turned to glare at Lily. Lily gave him a sheepish smile. Oops. Get out. Later that night, apology ATT and PT Ethan sat at the counter, exhausted. The event had survived. Barely. Thanks to Jake bribing the customers with free drinks, a small plate of cookies appeared in front of him. He looked up. Lily stood there, grinning. Sorry for almost blinding you with a fire extinguisher. Ethan sighed. You're lucky I still have both my eyes. Lily plopped onto the stool next to him. Admit it, though. You'd miss me if I were gone. Ethan scoffed. I'd finally get some peace and quiet. But you'd be bored. Ethan didn't respond, because, for the first time, he wasn't entirely sure she was wronged. Chapter 5. Lily Evans had a plan. A brilliant, foolproof, definitely not going to backfire plan. Because after weeks of relentless flirting, smiling, and accidentally assaulting Ethan with baking supplies, she had one problem. He was not jealous. Not once had he shown even the tiniest bit of territorial, she's mine behavior. And that? Unacceptable. Logically, the best way to fix this was to make him jealous. Enter Lily's fake rival. Who's that? Ethan asked flatly, watching as Lily giggled at something a man in a leather jacket said. Jake, who had been waiting for this moment, grinned. That's Max. He's an old friend of Lily's. Why? I don't care, Ethan said immediately. Jake smirked. Sure, buddy. That's why your eye's twitching. Ethan ignored him. He had more important things to focus on. Like not watching Lily twirl her hair and lightly touch Max's arm. Lily's laugh rang through the cafe. A little too loud. A little too obviously staged. Ethan scowled. Why is she laughing like that? Jake sipped his coffee. Because she's enjoying Max's company. Ethan snorted. She's never laughed at my jokes like that. Jake raised an eyebrow. Oh, I thought you didn't care. Ethan clenched his jaw and turned away. He was not jealous. Definitely not jealous. 20 minutes later, total jealousy MELTDOW and Ethan lasted a grand total of 20 minutes before he snapped. Hey, Lily turned innocently. Yes, chef. Break's over. Get back to work. She gasped. But I was just working hours are not for flirting. Max smirked. You jealous, dude? Ethan scoffed. Of what? Your tragic excuse for a leather jacket. Jake whistled. Oh, that's spicy. Lily, thriving in the chaos, sighed dreamily. Wow, chef. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you're possessive. Ethan crossed his arms. I'm not. Max chuckled. Man, I think she's trying to make you jealous. Lily kicked Max under the table. Shut up, Max. Jake lost it. Ethan narrowed his eyes. Wait. Trying. Lily froze. Crap. Max, the ultimate traitor, clapped Ethan on the shoulder. Yep. This was all a setup. She wanted to see if you'd get jealous. Silence. Lily could physically feel Ethan's smugness rising. You were testing me? He asked, voice dangerously amused. Lily cleared her throat. No. Jake wiped away a tear of laughter. Lily, you're so bad at lying. Lily groaned. Okay, fine. Yes. I wanted to see if you'd get jealous. Ethan leaned in slightly, his smug smirk ruining her life. And? Was I? Lily crossed her arms. No. You were heartless and unaffected. Really? Yep. Not even a little jealous. Not even a little. Before she could finish, Ethan grabbed her wrist and tugged her closer. Lily's brain malfunctioned. He leaned down slightly, voice low and amused. Are you sure? Lily forgot how to breathe. Jake whistled. Well, this escalated. Max, thoroughly third-wheeling, sipped his coffee. I feel like I shouldn't be here. Ethan smirked. I'm not jealous, Lily. He let go and turned back to the kitchen. Because there's no competition. Lily stood frozen. Max patted her on the back. Well, you tried. Lily narrowed her eyes at Ethan's retreating figure. Oh, it was on. Chapter 6. Lily Evans was not a quitter. Her last plan may have exploded in her face, much like that of an incident she was totally not bringing up again. But that only meant one thing: she had to up her game. If Ethan thought he was so unaffected, then fine. She would make him fall for her first mission, make the grump fall before she did. Objective: get him to admit his feelings first. Obstacles: his stubbornness. His ability to avoid emotions like they were taxes. Lily took a deep breath. It was go time. Phase 1. Relentless sweetness. Good morning, chef. Lily greeted extra cheerfully as she slid a cup of coffee in front of him. Ethan eyed it. Is this another trap? Nope. She beamed. Just a little something to make your morning better. Ethan muttered something under his breath, but took the cup anyway. Step 1, complete. She leaned on the counter. You look handsome today. Ethan choked on his coffee. Jake, who had definitely been eavesdropping, nearly fell off his stool. Ethan wiped his mouth with a scowl. What game are you playing, Evans? Lily batted her eyelashes. Game? What game? I'm just stating facts. Ethan squinted. Jake whispered, oh man, this is getting good. Phase 2. Accidental touches. Lily started finding excuses to touch Ethan. Light brushes against his arm when she passed him ingredients, fixing his apron strap, completely unnecessary, but worth it. Placing a hand on his very toned forearm when he was cooking. Each time, Ethan stiffened slightly. Each time, his ears turned just a little pink. Each time, Jake smirked harder. Phase 3. The ultimate test. Ethan was terrible at handling compliments, which was why Lily knew exactly how to destroy him. She waited until the cafe was closed, when it was just the two of them cleaning up. Then, she casually leaned against the counter and sighed dramatically. You know, Ethan, She said sweetly, "You're so strong." "And talented." "Anne." She bit her lip for effect, weirdly attractive when you're concentrating. Ethan dropped the plate he was holding. It shattered on the floor. Silence. Lily covered her mouth. "Oops." Ethan, looking absolutely betrayed, pointed a finger at her. "You're doing something." Lily blinked innocently. "What? Me?" "No." Ethan glared. "You're up to something, and I don't like it." Jake, walking in at the worst/best moment, took one look at the scene and cackled. "Oh my God." She broke him. Ethan ran a stressed hand through his hair. "I refuse to play whatever game this is." Lily leaned closer, her grin way too smug. "Who said it's a game?" Ethan grumbled something unintelligible and stormed off toward the kitchen. Jake wiped a fake tear. "Lily, I have never been prouder of you." Lily just smiled, because Ethan Carter was definitely 100% falling for her, and she was just getting started. Chapter 7. Ethan Carter was losing his mind. It had been 2 weeks since Lily started her ridiculous, obnoxious, absolutely infuriating mission to, what? Flirt him into submission, and worse, it was working. He had survived her sweet compliments, constant touching, and relentless sunshine energy, but barely, and now she was doing it again. "Chef," Lily sing-songed, appearing beside him with a devilish grin. Ethan immediately felt the incoming chaos. "What do you want?" Lily leaned in slightly, her big, innocent eyes making him suspicious. "Did you know your arms are so strong when you need dough?" Ethan's brain short-circuited. Jake, sitting at the counter, choked on his coffee. Ethan turned slowly. "What?" Lily sighed dramatically. "Seriously, it's kind of unfair. You could break a person's heart and a baguette in one go." Ethan squeezed his eyes shut. "Evans, and your hands." Lily continued, completely ignoring his suffering. "So big. So capable. I feel so safe when that's IT." Ethan snapped. In one swift motion, he grabbed her wrist and pulled her closer. Lily gasped, eyes wide. "Oh!" Jake's jaw dropped. Ethan leaned down, his face dangerously close to hers. "What do you want?" Lily blinked, then grinned. "I want you," she said softly. Silence. Ethan froze. Jake stared at them in open shock. Lily, suspiciously calm, tilted her head. "Well?" Ethan opened his mouth, then closed it again. He had no idea what to say, because he knew she wasn't joking. He knew she liked him, and, worst of all, he knew he liked her back. But Ethan Carter was not an idiot. He knew that the moment he admitted it, Lily would win, and his stupid, competitive side refused to let that happen. Instead, he did the only thing he could think of. He let go, cleared his throat, and walked away. Lily stared after him. Blinking, Jake threw his hands up. Did you just walk away from a confession?" Ethan did not respond. Lily, still processing, slowly smirked. "Oh, this wasn't over. Not by a long shot." Chapter 8. Lily Evans was done waiting. After weeks of flirting, touching, and shamelessly destroying Ethan's ability to function, she had gotten exactly one reaction. He walked away, like an absolute coward. And that? Unacceptable. Tonight, Ethan Carter was going to confess, whether he liked it or not. The cafe was closing up for the night. The lights were dim, the air smelled like vanilla and coffee, and outside, it had just started raining. In other words, prime confession atmosphere. Lily wiped her hands on her apron and marched straight into the kitchen, where Ethan was cleaning up. He barely glanced up. "What do you want now?" Lily took a deep breath. "Showtime." "I'm done playing games, chef." Ethan paused. Slowly, he turned to face her. "Excuse me?" Lily crossed her arms. "I like you." Silence. Ethan stared at her, expression unreadable. Jake, watching from the counter, nearly fell off his stool. Lily took a step closer. "You like me too?" Ethan inhaled sharply. "Lily, no. No more avoiding it." She poked his chest. "Admit it." Ethan's jaw tightened. "Lily, drop it." Lily, thriving on chaos, stepped even closer. "Make me." Ethan's eye twitched. Jake held his breath. The tension? Unreal. And then Ethan snapped. In one swift move, he grabbed Lily's wrist and pulled her flesh against him. Fine, he muttered, voice low and dangerously soft. Lily's breath hitched. Fine what? Ethan glared down at her. You want me to admit it? Lily nodded smugly. Yep. Ethan clenched his jaw. Then, finally, I like you, you absolute menace. Lily's heart stopped. Ethan wasn't done. You're annoying and reckless and drive me insane. You trip over everything, you invade my personal space, and you never shut up. Lily's grin widened. Go on. Ethan groaned. And despite all of that, I like you. Silence. Jake whispered, this is the best day of my life. Lily blinked up at Ethan, feigning innocence. Say that last part again? Ethan narrowed his eyes. Lily. Lily smirked. Make me. Ethan cursed under his breath. Then, finally, he kissed her, hard, and it was glorious. The rain poured outside. The cafe was silent. Jake fist pumped in victory, and Ethan Carter had officially lost.
Epilogue. 1 month later, Jake wins the bet. Jake slid an envelope across the counter. Pay up. Ethan scowled. I hate you. Lily, sitting on Ethan's lap, giggled. What bet? Jake smirked. I'd bet Ethan would confess first. Your brother bet you would. Lily gasped. My own brother bet against me? Jake nodded. Sad, really? Ethan muttered. You all suck. Lily grinned, pressing a kiss to his cheek. Ah, you love us. Ethan sighed. Unfortunately. Jake raised his coffee. To my two favorite idiots finally getting together. Lily cheered. Ethan rolled his eyes, and just like that, the cafe was back to normal. Except now, Ethan got kissed on the regular. And honestly, he didn't hate it. The end. Party popper sparkling heart bonus scene #1 Ethan Carter could command a kitchen, run a business, and make a perfect creme brulee. But asking his own girlfriend on a date, impossible. And unfortunately, Jake and Lily's brother, Noah, were watching. Ethan cleared his throat. Lily. Lily turned from where she was dancing around the kitchen, singing into a spatula. Yes, dear boyfriend of mine? Jake snorted. Noah took notes. Ethan ignored them. Do you want to go somewhere? Lily blinked. We're somewhere right now. Ethan exhaled slowly. On a date, Lily. Lily gasped dramatically. Ethan Carter, are you asking me on a romantic date? Ethan rubbed his temples. Yes. Jake whispered. Oh my God, he's struggling. Noah wrote, Ethan equals useless under pressure. Ethan glared at them both. Shut up. Lily tapped her chin. I dunno, chef. I'm a very busy woman. What's in it for me? Ethan, absolutely done, grabbed her by the waist and pulled her against him. Lily squeaked. Jake choked on his coffee. Noah muttered. Oh damn. Ethan leaned down, voice low. Lily. I am your boyfriend. You are my girlfriend. I am taking you on a date. Lily melted. Jake whispered. That was kinda hot. Noah nodded. Yeah, I see the appeal. Ethan pointed at them. Leave. Jake and Noah, giggling like schoolgirls, ran. Lily grinned. So where are we going, chef? Ethan exhaled. Anywhere that's not here. Bonus scene #2 Jake and Noah sat at a booth, whispering suspiciously. Lily slid into the seat across from them. What are you two up to? Jake smirked. Nothing. Noah coughed. Team Lily. Lily blinked. Team what? Jake grinned. We made a fan club. Lily gasped. A fan club for me? Noah nodded. Because you defeated Ethan Carter. Jake added. And made him fall first. Lily put a hand over her heart. I am so touched. Ethan, walking by, stopped. What's this nonsense? Jake grinned. Team Lily, baby. Noah slid a t-shirt across the table. We made merch. Ethan picked it up and read aloud. Lily Evans, Grump Tamer Extraordinaire. Lily beamed. You like it? Ethan threw it in the trash. Jake gasped. That was limited edition. Noah nodded. Collector's item, man. Ethan sighed. I hate all of you. Lily kissed his cheek. Love you too, chef. Ethan grumbled. But he didn't deny it. Bonus scene #3 Ethan knew Lily's family was wild, but he was not prepared for all of them to show up at once. Surprise! Her mother shouted, dragging a confused customer out of their seat to hug Lily. Lily's older sister twirled a coffee cup. We're here to inspect your boyfriend, Lil. Ethan froze mid-espresso shot. Inspect? Lily sighed. Please don't. Her little brother leaned on the counter. So, Ethan, got any intentions with our Lily? Ethan blinked. Intentions? Lily's mom gasped. Are you proposing? Ethan dropped the coffee pot. Lily groaned. Her mom patted Ethan's cheek. It's okay, dear. We accept you. Jake, filming from the corner, whispered, This is the greatest day of my life. Lily dragged her entire family away before Ethan could fully combust. But the damage? Done. And now, Ethan was officially terrified of family gatherings.